Many would ask, is it deep-sea science or deep-sea tourism? A huge number of bucket list underwater adventures have emerged in recent years with the aim of bringing tourists up close and personal with the ocean's depths. More than 70% of the Earth is made up of water, and in a time when so much of the land has been explored and understood, a recent surge of underwater tourism is allowing visitors to journey to one of the remaining uncharted depths on Earth, the ocean. A number of high-profile openings, including the world's largest underwater restaurant in Norway and the world's first underwater hotel, the Conrad Maldives Rangali Island, have been luring wealthy tourists to explore new worlds beneath the ocean's surface, even though they lack the specialized training. It could be time to reevaluate the boundaries of some of these life-changing experiences after what happened to Titan submersible last June. The idea of underwater tourism is not completely new. In 1942, Jacques Cousteau developed general-purpose scuba equipment, and since 1967, the Professional Association of Diving Instructors, or PADI, has certified 27 million divers worldwide. In addition to the innumerable snorkelers who explore the margins of our seas, dive sunken wrecks, swim with whales and turtles, and even go underwater caving, Scubanomics estimates that there are about 6 million active scuba divers worldwide. But more recently, a change in perspective has allowed those who aren't proficient divers or swimmers, don't have the time, or don't have the resources to obtain a diving certification to experience an adventure similar to scuba diving. Divers can wear a sizable glass helmet when submerging during activities like Sea Walker on Green Island in the Great Barrier Reef. While wearing safety gear, divers are gently lowered to the ocean floor, where they literally walk erect on the beach, while connected by tubes that allow them to breathe properly underwater. Then there are submarine trips, which provide excursions along the reefs of some of the most fascinating islands and coastal regions on the planet, from Hawaii to Mauritius. These can range from bigger submarines for tour groups to extremely opulent private submarines, like those run by Deep Flight that are used at the Four Seasons Resort in the Maldives. These eco-friendly, air-conditioned vessels can accommodate 2 passengers plus a pilot and have personal viewing domes that enable an intimate, up-close encounter. Although many think these compact submersibles could represent the future of undersea exploration, their exorbitant cost is typically justified by the fact that neither scuba or swimming experience is required, and that the experience is as environmentally friendly as possible thanks to the battery-powered and low-noise submersibles. For an hour-long adventure, the Deep Flight, for instance, charges a couple $1,500. The cost of a night at Lover's Deep, an opulent submarine hotel that cruises through the reefs near St. Lucia and comes with a butler and private chef, is $150,000. Then there is Oceangate, a company that offers deep-sea exploration tours, and its £23,000 submersible, Titan, is at the core of a current ocean controversy. Stockton Rush, the CEO of the firm, stated his intention to make deep-sea exploration accessible to the general public and to establish the Titanic as a must-do dive when the BBC talked with him in the autumn of 2022, prior to one of the company's first trips to the Titanic disaster site. But with tickets costing $250,000 for a chance to see the most well-known shipwreck up close, the trip has been out of most holidaymakers' price range. News about the strange past of the company is still coming. After few months, the Titan submersible from Oceangate imploded and killed the 5 people on board. In light of the fact that Oceangate and NASA had a contract for Oceangate to test the Titan submersible's carbon fiber pressure hull, leaked emails now show NASA's response to the implosion. In a 2020 news release that included a contract that was signed at the beginning of the year, Oceangate revealed their collaboration with NASA, according to a report from Insider. In accordance with the deal, NASA will create a scale model of the Titan so that the Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama may test the submersible's contentious carbon fiber shell. According to emails from NASA, after the submersible vanished in June of this year, staff members frantically tried to explain to one another that the agency had never decided to be engaged with the full-scale submersible, and that COVID-19 had led NASA to reduce the number of projects it was working on. According to an email cited by Insider, COVID struck, and this activity was not deemed mission critical and personnel were not allowed on site. When it came to meeting their deadlines, Oceangate made arrangements for the fabrication to be carried out by businesses in their native Washington state. Oceangate was the technical expert and made the final decisions, notwithstanding our contribution in terms of engineering. Only a consulting function was performed by us. After the accident, the Titan's carbon fiber hull attracted significant public attention because Stockton Rush, the former CEO of Oceangate who died in the implosion, was condemned for using the material to line the hull. Engineers from Oceangate wove carbon fiber around the pressure chamber that passengers would ride in to create the submersible. According to engineering.com, carbon fiber is a wonderful material for aerospace applications because it can withstand the force created when the higher internal pressure of a fuselage pushes against the lower atmospheric pressure. The opposite side of this relationship, though, does not hold true. In other words, carbon fiber is not a material that is well suited to withstand the hundreds of pounds of force the Titan would encounter during a dive to the Titanic. The New Yorker reports that former Oceangate pilot David Larkridge tried to warn the business about carbon fiber's erratic properties, but to no avail. This past June, 5 passengers, including Oceangate CEO Stockton Rush, vanished in the North Atlantic Ocean when they descended to the Titanic debris on board the company's own Titan submersible. The incident garnered international attention. The passengers were found to have perished right away after the pressure hull of the submersible was compromised, leading to an unexpectedly quick implosion, according to the results of days of search and rescue operations. Following the catastrophe, news reports revealed that Rush and Oceangate had attempted to minimize the cost of crossing the extreme conditions and pressures of the deep ocean by employing low-priced materials, avoiding regulatory inspections, and slashing costs. The Titan disaster sheds light on the growing practice of careless high-net-worth individuals traveling to some of the most hostile locations on Earth. So, why billionaires want to do extreme tourism? These risky ventures have overtaken luxury goods for thrill-seeking business people, according to Grace Lorden, Associate Professor of Behavioral Science at the London School of Economics. Happiness tends to be determined by pleasure and purpose, and it used to be based on material possessions and charitable giving. Though pleasure is harder to come by with time, wealth redistribution nevertheless serves a purpose. According to Lorden, ego is another element. Now, more people can afford luxury goods, and we'd all like more interesting stories at dinner parties. The desire for experiences that few others have had is growing among entrepreneurs, who typically have a higher risk tolerance. According to Lorden, this is because they have already accomplished the remarkable achievement of founding significant businesses, and they now want to challenge themselves in other areas of their lives as well. For billionaires, many of whom have amassed their riches through digital transactions, these antiquated explorations, climbing a mountain or sailing across the ocean, are also a means to test their physical boundaries in the face of their impending demise. The Titan tragedy emphasizes the fact that these kinds of extraordinary experiences entail risking death by their very nature. But the appeal is in that. An unnamed British billionaire claims that these challenges will always come with risk. If not, everybody would be doing them. And so, what do you think of deep-sea tourism or deep-sea science? Share your thoughts in the comment box below. Please subscribe to Weather Collapse if you want to know more, and be updated on the latest news about natural calamities or disasters happening all over the world, and don't forget to like today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.